Hello everyone, welcome to the Whistling Hermit's One Card Spread series. This video series is primarily intended for learning how to read the tarot. However, you can also use this as a card reading for the day. This is a timeless reading, so if you are watching this now, its message might be for you. For this series, we will be using the giant Rider Waite Tarot deck from the US Games Systems Incorporated. We will also be using the booklet of the Tarot of A.E. Waite from AGM Urania. The first part of the video will be a descriptive study of a specific card in the tarot. We will describe what we see and the insights and feelings we gather from what we see. The first part is characterized by spontaneity. We allow the cards to speak to us regardless of the generally accepted meaning of the card. By doing this, we hope to increase our intuitive capacity for reading the tarot cards. In the second part, we will be reading the description of the card taken from the booklet of the Tarot of A.E. Waite by AGM Urania. If you intend to use this as a timeless reading, you can randomly choose any card in the series that resonates with you. An alternative approach is to shuffle a Rider Waite card deck and pick a card randomly. You can then choose the card in the video series that corresponds to the card you picked. Note that this series is a work in progress, and it might take some time for the 78 cards to be completely read. If you want to navigate directly to a certain part of the video, such as Part 1 or Part 2, I have provided timestamps in the description accompanying this video. Just click on the link to the video segment you wish to go. So, without any further delay, let us proceed to the card for the day. Okay, welcome to part 1 of our one card spread series, and our card for today is the Four of Swords. Okay, this is quite interesting. When you look at the man, he looks like a soldier, no? He has armor on his knees and on his legs, and his attire is that of a person who can easily move. I don't know if there's also, it seems like there's also an armor on his chest, no? No, maybe not an armor, but a vest. But when you look at him, he is sort of lying down. He seems to be awake because his hands are in a position of a person in prayer. If it is formed like that, it means that the person is still awake, or maybe at least somehow is still able to keep his hands like that. Oftentimes when they are already asleep, it might turn to be something like that, no? Something like that. But his hands were like that. So when you look at it, no, he seems to be aware, no? Still awake, but his eyes are closed, and he seems to be very, very serious, no? So he seems to be thinking of something, or maybe contemplating. but with the hand posture, it seems like he is praying. Now, when you look at here, it's a glass stained, no? Stained glass, no? Stained glass. Usually when you see stained glass, usually you think of a church or a chapel or an oratory, no? And but I kind of have an easiness whether it's an oratory or not, because I can see swords here and a sword here. No, it's with this number of swords, it makes me think also of an armory. So it's like a room that is a cross between a chapel and an armory. So I was thinking maybe this is this soldier's room, that he has made it tailor-made for his needs. For example, when you look at the stained glass shows, I think it's Jesus, no? With the word P-A-X, meaning peace. And Jesus is before a person who is kneeling down. You know? Maybe he is sort of either healing the person or giving something to the person. So this is a gesture of charity, a gesture of giving of peace, a gesture of relieving somebody out of their misery. So it's like it's also possible, no? But first let us look at it. If this is the person's room, then maybe this person likes to have also something of the divine, some materials that would remind him of the divine. And this stained glass shows Jesus giving charity to a person in need. And he is in prayer, so he must be a person who, aside from being a soldier, he is a person who has a deep devotion to religion, a person who prays, a person who spends time also in silence and solitude, and maybe contemplation also. Maybe that is the reason that if this is his room, maybe that is the reason that he wanted his room to have stained glass with images that would remind him of the divine. At the same time, because he is a soldier, maybe he has designed his room to such a point wherein his weapons are just close. Anytime he needs to defend himself, he can immediately access these weapons. In fact, when you look at it, no, his bed is also designed for protection. His bed is sort of straight. There are no mattresses, and it seems that the side is closed, wherein nobody can hide underneath him and puncture him with a sword on his back. So when you look at it, it seems that he really designed this room in such a way that nobody can attack him even from behind. In fact, when you look at it, there's a sword beside him that he can just reach out to the sword anytime somebody shows danger towards him. He can immediately access it because it is only at his side, no? So I was thinking, yeah, if this is a room, this is a room specially designed by this soldier for his needs. But when you look at it, there is a balance between his worldly profession and also his interior life. And when you look at it, he is when you look at it, this part of the interior life is a little bit small, but it is already there. And maybe when you look at it, it's quite similar to the Emperor, which is also number 4 in the Major Arcana. There is quite some similarity on this. Both of them have armors, and so there's this military, this masculine side of them, and with the swords, again, signs of masculine. Swords can also symbolize intelligence, no? And the Emperor seems intelligent, and this soldier seems to be an intelligent person also. But like the Emperor, there is at least a minimum of water, which symbolizes the part of the feminine side and the contemplation within, no? The water symbolizes the unconscious, but it's also minimal. Also here, in this room, which is predominated by swords, there is also a small portion in the room that shows contemplation or awareness of the divine. So both of them somehow still have part of their life. The contemplation is still part of their life. So in a certain sense, there is balance. But the masculine side is more stronger than the feminine side. But both of them also shows the same message, that there is a need for balance, that somehow maybe this is an invitation also for this person who seems at this present time is a little bit guarded, as if he is defending himself, because he doesn't only have one sword, but he has four. So it seems that this person is maybe he has he feels that he needs to defend himself more than the normal thing. So if he feels the need to defend himself more, maybe he has a little bit more of conflicts that maybe he needs to resolve, or if he cannot resolve it, maybe there's a need for him to have more of this part, the part of compassion, the part of empathy, to make it grow a little bit more, so that this will predominate a greater part of his life, maybe at least equalize this military part of this defensive part of him. So when you look at it symbolically, this person also is very much guarded, with sleeping with armors in you, or lying down resting with armor in you. It seems to be a person who's always on guard to defend himself. So he has a lot of boundaries, a lot of armors that is protecting him. Maybe also this person is in need of a little bit more of the feminine part of compassion, reaching out to people, more of relationships, no, and maybe lessen this part of the guard in it, no. And when you look at it also, not the same with the king. Everything is concrete. You cannot see any flowers, any plants in this room. So when you look at it now, maybe there's also a need for him to get more in touch with nature. His room is like so immaculate, so there is no nature, signs of nature in it. So maybe there's a need for him also to develop this oneness with creation, also like the Empress. So this is the things that I see. No, it's gray, also gray and yellow. Everything seems a little bit drab. It is only this part, no, that is colorful. The feminine part, which is only in one small corner. It's as if it was pushed into the corner. Maybe there's a need for him to expand it a little bit more. No? It can be also that this soldier who is lying down, these images above him and this image below him can also be an illusion. Like, for example, he is contemplating and these are the visions that he is seeing. So if that is the case, then he has a very colorful vision, no? So if that is the case, then he has a very good contact with the inner world, because he could see a lot of intricate details of the inner world. But that is a little bit already going far, no? But maybe it might resound to some people who are watching this video right now. So it can be also that you are a person who is already at a point wherein you have a very, very strong contact with the inner world, that you are able to see things more vividly than others, no? So that's a possibility, and you are able to see all these symbolisms around you whenever you lie down to contemplate, no? His life is a little bit austere, just like the king, no? There's only one pillow. At least he has a pillow to comfort his head, but I don't know, I'm not sure if this is a mattress or a hardwood or a cement, no? Maybe there's a mattress, maybe no. If there's a mattress, it seems that the mattress is very thin, so he's a little bit austere. So maybe, yeah, there is a need for him to balance also the comfort part of his life and also the part of compassion and empathy. Maybe he is a person of compassion and prayer, because he prays and he puts these things to remind him, no? But it seems that the soldier part of him, the defensive part of him, also the part that is the aggressive part of him is a little bit stronger. Well, he's a male, no? But maybe there's an invitation for you to increase a little bit more in the area of compassion, empathy, religion, whatever religion you have. And yeah, the prayer shows that he recognizes the need to have this in his life. Well, that's it for now. We go now to part 2 of the card of the Four of Swords. We are now in part 2 of our one card spread series, and our card for today is the Four of Swords. We will read the booklet from the Tarot of A.E. Waite from AGM Urania. So we have here the Four of Swords. Divinatory meanings, warning, advice, action. One of the stranger cards in the suit. It invites several interpretations. Most see it as rest or withdrawal, as if a knight has gone to a chapel and now sleeps peacefully. Or is that really asleep? An odd light suffuses his body as if he's entered an altered state. Is he meditating? The hands come together in a gesture of prayer, probably impossible to hold for someone sleeping. Could he be in a coma and placed there in hopes of a magical cure? The stained glass window seems to show Christ or a saint blessing or healing a disciple. The word pax, Latin for peace, appears in a halo above Christ's head. The knight may signify more than just an individual. He may symbolize the wounded world itself. The Grail legends tell of a wounded fisher king, whose body lies at the center of the wasteland. Both the king and the land cannot heal or awaken by themselves, but only through the sacred power of the Grail. Divinatory meanings: withdrawal, rest, retreat to an inner state, a need for healing. Warning, advice: arousal, return to action, connection to others. Action: retreat from battle, find a place to rest and heal. Well, this finishes part 2, and our card was the Four of Swords. For those who have read this with the intention of having it as their card for the day, take what resonates with you. Remember that this is a general reading, and for those who are watching this video with the intention of learning about the tarot, I hope that it has been a fulfilling exercise of your intuition. Until next time, have a great day.